We're
25,
here.
25 minutes.
Yes,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
So I see Hatis has started our recording, so we are live, and I am here with Yosra today, who is going to be telling us all about login flows with Salesforce Experience Cloud. So Yosra, I'm going to hand it over to you and let you take it from here.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Yosra Saidani. I'm Salesforce architect. I'm based in Paris. I'm Paris Women in Tech Trailblazer Group leader, and I'm French Touch Dreaming co-organizer. So today we are talking about the login flow and how we can use it in especially in Experience Cloud to play a key role in identity process. So before starting with defining the login flow, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered how Salesforce were showing maintenance message? I think you are maybe familiar with message you always say, I think, whenever you are trying to log into Salesforce, where there is some kind of maintenance. What would you happen is you would see this particular message. Let me show you another use case. I think you are also familiar with this message when Salesforce asks you to provide a phone number for your mobile verification. So sometimes whenever you are trying to log in Salesforce in the new system or new browser, that what would happen is Salesforce would ask you for your mobile phone verification. Most of time we respond by let me do that later. So if you check this option every time you try to log in one more time, you will see this particular message. So let's start by defining the login flow. Salesforce use in background login flow to show you this message when we are in maintenance on in a release, and sometimes to ask you for information like the verification code. So what is the login flow? Basically, Flow Designer in general is click tools that lets you to automate your business process by building flow. A flow is an application that automates a business process by collecting data and doing something in your Salesforce or external system. On the same side, the login flow are used to customize your business process where you need especially an intermediate screen between the moment when the user connect to your Salesforce org or your community Experience Cloud site. So the login flow is the greatest tools that you could use to collect information on your and to set up your business process when your user is trying to log in to your Salesforce org or your Salesforce Salesforce site. Sorry. So the login flow in general direct user throughout a login process before they access your Salesforce org or Experience Cloud. You can use login flow to control business process, as I said, that your user follow when they log in Salesforce. After Salesforce authenticates the user, the login flow direct user throughout the process, such as enforcing strong authentication or collecting informations. This is especially useful in the context of community for Experience Cloud and Portal, where we may want to user to confirm, to update, or to accept term and condition. So when can you use a login flow? There is many use cases from login flow. The common one is that, as I said, collecting information, showing some message. So this is a list of some common use case for using login flow. For example, customized login, adding logo or experience or login experience, collect information like email address, email phone, title. It's very useful to have using multi-factor authentication. We can add some custom authentication like provide a secret question, provide a verification code, or receiving an SMS. So this is all use case that we used with login flow, especially very used when we interact with our customers or our partner, for example, when I set up a community cloud. So before starting to I want to present you 2 points. Be careful that the user, this login flow, sorry, don't replace the existing Salesforce authentication process. Instead, they ask the user for detailed information. And the second point is that during the execution of the login flow process, the user have restricted access. So the user can only access to the flow, but never they can, I can't set up other complementary information or action that need user when, for example, update data or other action, because the user is very restricted access. So, hand on how I create and manage the login flow. So it's very easy to set up the login flow. We have to go through two. The first one is create our login flow, and the second step is set up a login flow and connect to profile. I can have different login flow according and depending on the profile, but I can have one login flow by profile. When for the step one, I can create a login method. I can using login flow with Flow Border or with Salesforce Visual Force. So what is the difference? You can use the one or the second methods, but the first one, the flow builder, as we know, is a declarative method, is a no-code method. This tool can allow you to set up a simple or complex business process, but the advantage for using Visual Force is that you have completely access and the completely control to your login page and what your page looks. It's very important to in some context to redesign the login page. So we are using the Visual Force page. So as I said, the use Visual Force and Apex control to create a common login flow with codes, especially. And with Visual Force, you have with complete control over how you login. So if you need to have complete control, Visual Force, whenever you can use Flow Builder with a simple process. So let's start with the demo. I prepare 3 use case. The first one is a login flow that show your partner term and condition page. User to asking from. Second use case is that using a multi-factor authentication by provide a verification code that we send to by email to our users. And the last one, sorry, uh, it's very common user login flow to display a message that block connection to the user. So let's switch to my org. Up, up. No, that's not this one. I'm sorry. This is my partner. So I think it's okay. So let's start. So let's start with login flow. So I go to my setup. Is my flow. So the first use case is to accept term and condition. So let's go throughout my flow. It's a very simple flow. So the first step I need is that get user information. A first welcome message, and with a checkbox that I need that the user accept term and condition. If the user accept, I have a second screen to provide some information like title, and after I will update my record. It's a very simple process. The second step is that I need to define my login flow. So this is my login flow. I created the term and condition. It's very easy to do that. We need the name of flow. I have all my list of my active flow. I need to specify the user license and the profile. So I can launch my flow um, with all partner all for example all or my partner profile or my user profile. So let's go to my partner community. So the first is I think this one. So I received an email to connect to the partner community, and when I click on login, so I now access, or I need to have accept the term and condition. So if I don't accept, I can't log in to my org. But when I click on accept, I'm sorry, what they happen? So I'm sorry. So I access to my my org. This is a required step to access to the org, that I need to accept my term and conditions. So this is the first. So the other one, this is the same. I will log out. But on the second one, I add, if it's work, I add the steps of provide some information. So I have a welcome message that tell me that we collect some a term and condition message, and when I accept and click to next, I have a screen that provides us to specify some information or confirm some informations. And when I click to next, I will log in to, and I can show that my profile is updated with my information like mobile and titles. So this is the first use case. Let's go through the second one. The second one, I will use another profile, login flow. So on this one, I have identity information. This is my flow. It's very simple flow. On this flow, the system will receive a code to confirm my information. So let's try. I think it's user one. Yeah, donc I'm connected with another profile. So when I try to connect, I have a login flow, that launch flow to have multi-authentication method. I need to check a verification code that I received. I will check my email. Sorry, I think this one. So I received this code, copy and paste, and so I put the correct code so I can connect to the portals. I think we have 3 minutes. So the third use case is that block the users when they trying to connect my portal because I have a release deployment. So for this use case, I used the custom setting. So I create a custom setting. Very simple example, but we can do a more than sophisticated element. Donc I create a custom setting that I need to have with two fields, display message and the block user. So when I launch my login flow, my login flow will request this object, this custom setting, to check if the block users is checked or no. So when the block user is checked, the system will block all server partners and will showing this message. So let's show the demo. So I trying to do that with Julien. So when Julien try to connect, so it's not possible for Julien to connect because the login flow launch a message that the system is under maintenance. So when I finish my deployment or my release, I can deselect the options and the login flow it's not launched. So let's just go through my flow. So it's very simple. So I have to request information from my custom setting, and with a verification, I just check that the checkbox sorry, is checked or no, and if this is the case, I display the message requested by my custom setting. So I think it's all for the three use cases. We'll go to my presentation. So this is the three use case that I presented today. So did you have you some questions before closing this session? I don't know, Vicky, you are here?
Yes, I am. So it looks like we have a couple of questions that I saw in the chat, at least one. Can we cascade the flows, i.e., combine two or three actions? And can we activate or deactivate one or more actions easily without having to redo everything?
Yeah, it's we can do that with your business process that you implement in your login flow. So when all action you can implement in this login flow can be easily to set up, and you can, but just be careful that when I launch the login flow, as I said, the user is with limited access, so we can do a very complex process. So if you have many others, we suggest to use Visualforce, because you have a controller with many possibility to do with sharing, without sharing, and you can implement a complex business process.
Awesome. And actually, a question off the back of that, do we have access to asynchronous processing, the async paths through the login flows?
I I don't think, no. I think it's no. I will check,
Okay.
but I'm not sure.
Sorry, I'm throwing hardball questions at you. Yeah, that'll be something interesting we can all go ahead and look up later.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So also, I just to precise that for this demo, the process are the flow are very simple to set up, but we can have more complex flow when using the multi-factor. For example, on this example, I check this just for sending a code, but we can have many other. We can use a QR code. We can use other complex method of multi-factor login. It's very useful in the context of a partner user or customer users. And the term of condition, it's very common use case to use with our partner or other our customers.
Awesome. And any other questions in the chat while we have Yosra with us? It looks like you're all set then. So thank you so much for sharing. It was a
Thank you.
really great
Thank,
session. And we'll
thank
see
you
you
for
at French
you.
Touch Streaming.
Yeah, the 1st of December. See
Awesome.
you. Thank you.